Come here. I'm Jimmy Cricket and I'm here at the Empire Theatre in Blackburn, getting ready for my show. But there's more. You know, people come up to me after a show and say, Jimmy, what was your first break on television? Was it the comedians, Opportunity Knocks, New Faces? No, it was this. I started off in the early 70s doing all the clubs, cabaret, working men's clubs. And after about 8 years, a gentleman called Bill Heddersley came to see me one night and he said, London weekend, we're going to do a TV talent show called Search for a Star, in which they would showcase artists who they felt deserved national recognition. I thought, count me in. It was a cold November morning when I went down to London. Mrs. Cricket put the kids in the car and I looked up and I saw a little star in the sky and I thought, what a coincidence. There's a star and I'm going to be on Search for a Star.
Did it do all right? Did I hear? Oh. I turned up one morning. He said, you're late. You've been late every morning. Do you know what time we start here? I said, no. He said, why? I said, because you're always started by the time I get here. And there's more. He said, I told you to set the alarm for 7. I said, there's only me in the bedroom.
That's me. I'm still working on this, so keep an eye out for it. Now, you've just seen my very first national television appearance on Search for a Star. By the way, I won the heat and came second in the final. Now, around about the same time, there was a television series called The Good Old Days from the City Varieties Leeds variety music hall show, but I loved the atmosphere and I wrote off to the producer, Barney Colahan. He wrote back and said, he'll give me a spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, come here. I got a Christmas card from my mammy over in Belfast. She said, dear son, there's a funny family move next door. The girl is knock-kneed and the 2 boys are bow-legged. When they walk down the street with her in the middle, they spell OXO. I'm waiting to put the cat out, but he hasn't come in yet. The local butcher died and never left a sausage. I was passing your granddad's grave and the headstone was a little bit tilted. I got a piece of wire and tied one end of the headstone and the other end to a tree. Since then, your granny's been, and she thinks he's had the telephone put in.
That Good Old Days spot came out just a couple of days before Christmas. It was a great break for me. In fact, I had a manager at the time called Phyllis Rounds. She liked it so much, she said, why don't we ask the BBC, can we buy the costume off them? They said they hired it from a costumiers called Bermans and Nathans, and when we got in touch with them, they sold us the costume for 60 quid. Then I started popping up and doing different guest spots and things and getting my name known, and the next thing, I was offered my own television series called, appropriately enough, And There's More. Oh, by the way, that sketch was written by none other than Eddie Brabham. Eddie was one of the best comedy writers in the country. He wrote for Ken Dodd, Morecambe & Wise, and I was blessed that he came on and helped me with the show. Now, with telly, you can't always hit the bullseye, but one of the best chat shows I enjoyed was the late, great Bob Monkhouse. Bob was a fabulous comic himself with such a quick and active mind. And, well, Bob Hope once says that comics are very good straight men because they know how to deliver a line for the comedian, and that was true in spades of Bob. This is a little bit of the chat show I did with Bob.
What I love about your gags is old and young can enjoy them, and I'm sure they must prove a bit of a help when you're trying to pull the girls.
I've never had much success at that, Bob. Thank you, folks. I met one girl once at the disco, you know. I took her home to meet my dad. He said, "Where did you get her from?" He said, "She's cross-eyed, bow-legged, no teeth." I said, "You don't have to whisper, Dad. She's deaf as well."
Jimmy, obviously, you get through life with your wonderful sunny good nature, with the advice and guidance of your wise, grey-haired old mummy back there in Ireland.
Yeah. You know, I'll never forget the day I left home, Bob. Well, I told her I was coming to England, and the tears rolled down her cheeks. They always did when she laughed.
So, thanks for your time and company on this, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed the clips. Well, I've loved doing them. But you know, much as I've enjoyed them, and telly's great for getting your name known, you can't beat a live show. So, if you see me advertised in your neighbourhood, come along and enjoy the show, and afterwards, say hello. And there's more. Come closer. I'd like to leave you with a thought. If you want to live longer, find out where you're going to die and stay away from there. See ya.